Can Doctor Who possibly get more cringe? Yes, it can. It turns out, I can't even believe it, guys. Every single time they announce anything new about this show, it's like, wow, they're going off the deep end even further. It seems like Russell T Davies, I can't understand. Maybe he's got a humiliation fetish or something, where it's just like, I'm going to make things worse. I'm going to trash the show worse. I'm going to get fans to hate this worse. And I'm going to do everything that you don't want in order to just make sure this is got my stamp of Pride Month or whatever it is he's trying to go for here. Because this is a wild decision. I can't believe they greenlit this. We're going to get into the news in just a moment, as there's new news about the 5th episode of the upcoming season, which is dropping in about a month here. Please hit the like and subscribe button and join us here as we talk about all things Doctor Who and science fiction. And I'm a science fiction writer myself. I know how to write excellent books, and that's why my reviews have done very well on this stuff, because I drill into this on a writing level that really nobody else covers on the internet. And so I would love for you to check out my science fiction series, guys. This is a 3-book series. It is about an alien starship who is fighting against humanity, and a human embeds himself on that starship to bring back information home. So it's a really classic story. It's beautiful. It builds up huge over the 3 books, super epic in nature. This is kind of the type of storytelling Doctor Who should have, but they won't do these days. They're busy doing singing competitions. We don't have any of that here. We have a lot of fun. It's available on ebook, print, and audio, so if you have Audible credits, grab all 3 of these, guys. It builds up so good. Like I said, you're going to love it. Grab it today. Thank you for reading, and I appreciate you being here. All right, so Doctor Who is already looking to be in trouble as Season 2 is about to air, and a leaked plot of one of the episodes reveals that the show will double down on ridiculousness. Not my word. This is the writer's word. With an episode devoted to a singing competition to copy the show Eurovision, which they're bragging is also their most expensive episode ever to produce. This is wild. So if you don't know what's going on with Doctor Who in a skirt here, yes, it's a man in a skirt. They're going to call it a kilt or whatever. That's not a kilt. That's a dress. Literally a gay black man wearing a dress with a woman wearing pants who's an Indian woman who replaced the white woman from last, just staring at him like he's a weirdo. Because he is. That's exactly, that's the show in a nutshell. We can end it here, guys. But it's been in trouble lately. There's been rumors that Season 2 is going to bring it to an end because they know that the ratings are going to be very, very bad. The first season's ratings were absolutely terrible. They filmed all this last year. It's been in the can for a long time. There's not much they can do. And Russell T Davies decided to double down on wokeness and ridiculousness. That's the entire thing. And that's exactly what like the Pride movement's kind of about. If you look at like Pride parades and the like, it's always the most utmost crazy out there freak show cringe that you could possibly come up with. And that's what they've turned Doctor Who into. It's a farce. It is a satire of itself. It's a parody of itself. And it's really, really sad to watch because Russell T Davies just has his hubris where his entire goal is just to, I guess, present the drag shows he goes to as a show for everybody else. And he says it's actually, he wants it aimed at kids to try to groom them and the like. It's very weird that he's done so. But hey, that's him in the interviews, and that's where it's gone. So like I said, the ratings have been terrible. The last Christmas special was the lowest rated Christmas special of all time, following a season that had 3 of the top 10 lowest rated episodes of all time. It is just going worse and worse and worse. And I expect this season will sink even lower. I mean, they're not even committing very much to it. They're doing an 8-episode run. It's not even a full season, really. It's a half a season of Doctor Who that they're labeling as a full season. And that's what Disney commissioned. And so we already know they're not going to have a 2025 Christmas special. That's not coming out. But here is the plot that's been leaked of the 5th episode of the new show. They are going to have this new Indian companion lady entering into a galactic singing competition. I can't. Guys, I don't even have commentary for this. It's so dumb because they want to just ape the show Eurovision. Now, if you look at everything Russell T Davies has done in the last season of this, it's all about aping other shows. He's not attempting to make Doctor Who its own voice or its own thing anymore. I mean, Nikuti Gat was not even playing the character right. He's crying in every episode. It's terrible. And if you look at it, he did an episode last season that was literally Black Mirror, but not. And that was it. It copied the episode verbatim. He did an episode that was Bridgerton, but not. I mean, it was so stupid. And these are not things that Doctor Who fans want. They want Doctor Who to be quality science fiction. What made the show great was it was a show that actually came up with science fiction concepts. It did not talk down to the audience. It treated the audience with respect and treated you very like you're smart people, because you are. And that's why you loved it, because no other shows really delved into that. They hired some of the best science fiction writers out there to come up with cool concepts and have a great doctor who's a very masculine character, who's a problem solver, solve the problems. And that's exactly what it was. And then he'd always have a companion who's pining after him, but she really can't have him because he's eternal. And, that's the crux of the show. Now it's just like this gay guy running around and prancing and crying while the companion lectures him about, whatever it is, the topic of the day, while they're copying other TV shows for their episodes. It's really sick. Now, Eurovision / is like the American Idol of Europe, if you don't know, if you're an American audience here. I think we probably have a lot of European audience for the Doctor Who stuff, but that's what it is. It's basically American Idol. And so that's what they're doing on this. Now, Russell T Davies not only is aping the shows there, he's done this himself with going at other shows and showing the darker side of the other shows. If you remember the Christopher Eccleston Doctor Who, he already did a Big Brother episode where they got trapped in a Big Brother apartment, except for the contestants get killed when they're out, right? And so that was the end all be all of reality TV. It was a commentary on reality TV, really, at the time. This is not even a commentary. This is just going to be a singing competition, just to show ridiculousness. And this is the episode that's actually penned by Juno Dawson, who they hired for this. Now, if you don't know who Juno Dawson is, it's one of the 4 new writers who is a transgender. It's a dude pretending to be a woman who actually wrote a book called This Book Is Gay. And is all about shoving identity politics and homosexuality stuff into everything. And so this dude has been conscripted with 4 others this season to write Doctor Who. And with this, they're all gay. Every single one of them. Every single one of the new writers. It's like a 100% gay show now with Russell T Davies as the showrunner and with Nkuti Gatwa as the star. You know exactly what this is. Very bizarre stuff. And so this is what Juno Dawson says about the show. Not only is it going to be an American Idol ape and a Eurovision ape of a singing special, so that means we're going to have it's going to be basically a musical episode. Remember how they tried to do this in the first couple of the first couple of episodes of Doctor Who? They had the Goblins song that was super cringy. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to forget it, my friends. But the Goblin song about eating babies. I mean, it was like, what is going on here with Doctor Who? And then they brought in this musical thing where the transgender drag performer was stealing the music, right? That was a weird one from last summer. So now they're going to do this again. Now we're going to have, I guess, this companion's going to be singing. Yay! We're going to have a musical episode. What a terrible idea. And again, nobody wants this kind of thing. So look at this, though. This gets even crazier. So you get into it, and Dawson says of this, it's the most ridiculous episode they've ever done. Okay, so you know that's going to be bad. And the most expensive. So not only is this a singing episode of a musical Doctor Who written by a dude pretending to be a woman with a bunch of gay themes that are going to be shoehorned into this, it's also the most expensive episode they've ever produced. So I wouldn't be bragging about that right now. You've got the BBC and Disney talking about canceling the show. Expenses matter at this point. If you kept the costs down and were showing that you could do this and maybe you have a reduced audience, but the costs are down so the dollars pencil a little better, that would make a little sense. Bragging at this point that you're spending more money than ever to make things that nobody wants, to have what's going to be probably the least watched episode of Doctor Who ever, I'll call that right now. I mean, this is crazy. But this is what you have. You have mentally ill people working on these productions who take delight in tearing down the fan base and burning these shows to the ashes. It's very, very wild what they're doing. This is a complete double down. It's Russell T Davies just going hog wild with the funding that he has left from Disney. It's like one last hurrah for him before he gets booted out to pasture here and Doctor Who gets canceled entirely. And that seems to be what we're going to be getting from these 8 episodes. This is going to be really, really ugly, and it's going to be such a train wreck to watch. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do it, my friends. I'm going to try. I'll try to review a couple of these for you, but we'll see. We'll see if I can sit through even one episode of this at this point, because I think it's going to get much, much worse. This premise is an insult to Doctor Who fans everywhere. This entire scenario is just terrible, and that's where we're at today. Leave a comment down below. Are you going to be watching this singing episode of Doctor Who? hit the like and subscribe button. And please, guys, check out Real Science Fiction. This is what they don't have anymore in Doctor Who. Real Science Fiction. It's in the description below, ebook, print, and audio for your convenience. Thank you for reading. We'll be back soon.